Good day, everybody. This is Lone Eagle 112358. Get your two feathers up now. Peace. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it so very, very, very much. I really do. Today we're going to take a look at tech before its time. Computer graphics. Computer graphic animation during the 60s. This one here is really cool. 1967. First digital morphing. This right here, what you're about to see, is really cool. Now, most of us are from conspiracy world, conspiracy land. A lot of us can agree that the government does hold technology back. They withhold it from us. Okay, so I can't get into specifics because that'd be a whole nother video. But with the things we see being released today, they've probably had for many, 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 many years. And this is probably a good example of this. Look at the technology here used to split up this image on one screen. This is crazy. This is very impressive. And you got to remember, this is 1967. Okay, 1967. Look, he just split up that hummingbird. That's really cool. Okay, what else we got here? So this is 1966. Okay. I've got other videos to show. I'm just going to go through these ones real quick. I remember Atari. Okay, this is 1966. Okay, now the first original Pong video game, like the first one that was developed in a lab, came out in 1958, and they've picked up from this and added this type of graphics to it. Obviously, you're going to grow from Pong, right? So Pong came out in 1958, but the thing with Pong is that it didn't come out on console until 1972. Okay, Pong is the game you saw at the beginning of this video. Now, Pong came out in 1958 in a lab. This is 1966. What you're seeing here is a ballerina orchestra. It's exactly what was played at one of the ballerina plays. I don't know what they call them. Ballerina plays, that's what they're called. But what you saw here is an exact rendition of a ballerina play, you know? A ballet, that's what it's called, a ballet. I was looking for that word. For a ballet. So, very, very, very intriguing. 1966. So, 1958, they released Pong. And this is what you're seeing. 1966. So, 8 years later, you're seeing this. These are done in labs, too, these types of computer animations. Okay. Your Y and X axis. That's really cool in 3D. Hypercube, 1965. This is AT&T. Okay, Hypercube, 1965. A lot of you are into computer graphics. Please let me know down below your experience with the earliest computer animation you came across. That's really good. So this one here I relate to a lot. Do you guys remember buying VCRs and DVDs back in the late 90s or even early 90s, you know, and mid 2000s, well, or early 2000s? Well, this is the type of stuff you would see. You'd plug in your VCR, then boom, this would pop up. You know, it'd be like Sony TV, you know, HD, and it would start spinning around. Yeah, well, they had this in 1966. Okay? 1966. It wasn't until like 30 years later we would see this type of behavior on DVDs, DVD players, and video games and stuff like that. Hypercube 4D, 1965, AT&T. Now this last one here I'm going to share with you quickly. This was done in 1963. Okay, look at that, 1963. This is the year JFK was assassinated. All right, now think about this, the Zapruder film, and then what we're looking at right now. Okay, just let that sink in. Think about the computer graphics, the search, sorry, I'm not a computer person, but what it would take to make this happen. They told us calculators were the size of rooms. Now the calculator could fit on the end of a pin. You know what I mean? So this is amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me know what you guys think. This is them practicing what it'd be like to have a satellite circling the globe or the plane, whatever you want. Okay, let's sally forth here. Now the next video I'm going to share with you, all right, is crazy. Crazy. I'll read this here quickly. In 1972, Ed Catmull and Fred Park created the world's first 3D rendered movie, an animated version of Ed's Left Hand. Here, I'm just going to skip through this. Hold on. Whoops. The pioneering techniques used here are the basis for the 3D rendering we still do today in video games, movies, and special effects. This clip was eventually discovered by a Hollywood producer and incorporated into the 1976 Future World. Ed went on to found Pixar and is currently the president of Walt Disney and Pixar Animation Studios. Very interesting. And check this stuff out. Look at that. Okay. You're probably like, well, what's great about that? Well, this is 1967, I believe. University of Utah. 1972. Sorry, my bad. 1972. Now check this out. This is Ed's left hand. 1972. This is the year Pong came out. Pong came out in November. Well, officially came out November 1972. So almost 1973, they gave us Pong. But Pong was created in 1958. Okay? So in a normal world, don't you think when you create a video game like Pong, you'd release it immediately? No. No, not in their world. They hold on to it. How long did they hold on to it? For 14 years, they held on to Pong before they released it on Atari, Coleco, whatever your game console was back in the day. This is crazy. Polygons are drawn on this hand, and this type of technology was used. So what he's going to do is he's going to take that machine and pinpoint each polygon and then input the data into a computer to give us the 3D hand. The data output as lines. There you go. Look at that. Okay. Now, again, I'm calling out all computer graphic designers, people who've worked with computers their whole lives. How long has this been around for? I'm going to assume a lot of you that were into computers started like early 80s. Okay. I remember the Commodore 64. Raise your hand, Ed. Raise your hand if you ever had a Commodore 64 and how complicated, but yet easy at the same time once you got used to it. It was. All the codes and commands you got, and it came nothing to looking like this. All right. This is Ed's left hand. How amazing is this? And how, like, this is 1972. Now we're going to go inside Ed's left hand like it's a glove. Look at that. 1972. All right. So comment down below what you think about this. Just imagine how powerful their technology is, or was, during the 70s when they had this behind closed doors. An artificial heart valve. Yeah, health and science for sure. Applications are huge for this type of work. So beneficial. Look at that, a heart valve. 1972. This is computer animated, by the way. Amazing. Oh yeah, now we're gonna get to the faces. Oh yeah, totally forgot about this part. I got something to say about these faces. Now, here's a face, because I was actually about to say this earlier. Facial recognition. Okay, when do you think that came into effect? Because a lot of us are new to that type of stuff within the last 10-15 years. I wonder how long they've really had it for. If they're doing polygon things like this, how long have they been doing facial recognition or anything like that? Look how clean this is. 1972, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? 1972. Do you know what this looks like? Here, I gotta pull up a file here. I gotta go on Google Earth. You know what this looks like? Virtual Fighter. You guys remember the game Virtual Fighter? Actually, it's called Virtua Fighter now, by the way, not virtual. But it's a polygon. It's the same thing. Look. Look, this is 1993. What they gave us. Look how blocky it is. This is a 3D fighting game. One of the very first fighting games I used to play. Look how blocky it is. It looks... Mind you, there's a little way more information in this video game than what we're seeing here. With these faces, okay? But I don't doubt that they had that video game back in these days. I'm just saying the technology is there. Obviously, it's right here in front of your faces. Pardon the pun. Right here. Alright. Now we're going to watch this next video. Check this out. Check this out. Again, same company, same everything, just much more advanced. What year we got? Did they give us a year in here? No. But check that out. And we're going to listen to this too. But look at this, 1972. Look what they're doing back in the day. Behind closed doors, and weren't releasing this to the public. Now, again, I'm bringing the conspiracy theory into this. Of course, they've always had technology ahead of us. This is giving you a small glimpse as to how far ahead of us they were. This is 1972. I even showed you the satellite thing that was 1963. They invented Pong in 1958, but didn't release Pong until 1972 of November. So basically 1973, 15 years later. Imagine what they created within that 15 years. They gave us Pong in 72. Imagine what they had when they released Pong to us. Because if they had Pong in 58 and they gave it to us in 72, in the same version, it wasn't even updated. It's the same Pong game. Very simple. Imagine they have this in 72. That video game I just showed you of 93, Virtual Fighter, was released to us in 1993. So 20 years later, what did they have behind closed doors? They have this in 72, but don't release it, the video game, until 93. That's 19 years. How much are they advanced in this type of design, computer graphic design, when they release Pong 12 years later or 14 years later? It's incredible. Now we're going to get to the juicy part here. Look at that. That's crazy. They're just moving the eyes around at will. No problem. Oh, whoa. 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 Easy, cowboy. Speech synchronized. Now check this out. I'm going to turn the volume up for this.
How happy is the little stone that rambles in the road alone, and never cares about careers, and exigencies never fears, whose coat of elemental brown a passing universe put on, and, independent as the sun associates, or glows alone, fulfilling absolute decree in casual simplicity.
Okay, so not creepy at all. Let me mute this now so I can speak. Not creepy at all. But how is that working? Okay. How are they doing that in 1972? Now remember what I said about facial recognition. If they could do polygon tests, then they're gonna have an idea of how to do facial recognition. Now we just saw speech synchronization. Okay? That's crazy technology for 1972, ladies and gentlemen. So when you see Mandela channels releasing like tech before its time videos, of like all these stuff that we're seeing in weird times, they're true. They've been withholding stuff from us. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the 13-minute mark. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. All right, lots of tech videos coming your way. TBIT. Okay, tech before its time. I have a slew of them. I've been saving them up for over a year. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this. All right, so just remember, they had Pong in 58 but didn't release it till 72. The same version. They had this in 72. I wonder what they have now. I love you guys so very much. Keep your head up. And I'll catch you on the next shift. Big shout out to Troy. Lone Eagle 112358. Get your 2 feathers up now. Peace!